Welcome back. Today is going to be a very chill video, hence why I'm sitting on my living room floor. In fact, I don't have any lighting set up, which I typically don't anyway now. I just use natural lighting, but it just kind of adds to the vibe of like, this is a very casual video. I just prop up my camera and I want to talk to you. As of 2 days ago on March 1st, I have come up on my 1-year anniversary of living on my own, which is super exciting for me because this is something that, I mean, most of us want this anyway, but this is something that I have wanted and dreamed of my entire life. After all of those struggles with transferring and just graduating, you know, and figuring out where I'm meant to be in life, I somehow managed to come across the most amazing apartment deal, like location, price, how much room I have. Everything was a dream come true, and I just remember feeling like I had made it a year ago. I was just so ecstatic, so proud. Even with every mental health struggle, I just felt like this is a moment that younger me needed to see, to feel, to realize that it's gonna be okay. Dreams do come true. Like, not to get too sappy right away, but I was recently thinking about it because I am just so blown away by how fast this year went by. Technically, it's only been 2 months of living here completely on my own, because when I did move here in March, I did have a roommate and she moved out in December. Now it does feel fresh, like, okay, this is my space. I'm going to start decorating it and turning it into my haven. And for a little bit, it was shared space, so it was different, but I was on my own. It is a really big milestone to me. I wanted to kind of celebrate it, commemorate it, and share with you something that I wrote in my journal the very first night that I was here by myself, you know, moved out for the first time, not to a dorm, not to a college apartment, not like anything like that, just me. I read this back and I just thought it would make like a fun video and something that I thought maybe you would enjoy hearing, because it gave me a lot of inspiration. And even though it's something that I wrote a year ago, like as a younger version of myself, like reading it back now, it motivates me to work harder for other dreams that I have, and maybe it'll do the same for you too. But before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like on this video, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. We really are like one big family with lots of love to go around. It's never too late to join. All you have to do is hit subscribe. Also, don't forget to click the bell because this notifies you every time I upload a new video, and I always shout out the first comment on my social media, so be sure to be following me on that as well. With all of that being said, let's deep dive into this journal that I've had. Honestly, this is one of my favorite journals because it's like huge. I have been using it since 2016 and I'm only halfway done with it, but this baby is full of memories. I'm so glad that I have everything recorded and written down to look back on, because the other night when I found the entry that I wrote a year ago, it brought back a lot of good emotions to the surface that I wanted to share with you. So let me find where it is. It's not too long, and actually it's the second thing that I wrote moving in. So I wrote something on March 1st, like the very first night, where I kind of talk, actually, I'll read both of them because I think they highlight this moment in such clarity and authentic ways that you wouldn't really necessarily think would happen. And a big reason why I journal is because I'm so taken aback by emotions that I wasn't expecting to feel that I need to write about it. And these are some moments where I wasn't expecting to feel the way that I felt, but I felt that way anyway. And I am a very big self-reflector. I tend to reflect too much in life, which is why growing up in therapy, it was something that I always was told to work on, was trying to be more present. Don't spend a lot of time thinking about the past or worrying about the future, like really be in the moment. And I've gotten a lot better at it, but sometimes when I'm journaling, like that is a perfect time for me to reflect on my past and how it has affected my present me, if that makes any sense. Let's start by reading what I wrote March 1st, 2018, and then I will read what I wrote March 4th, 2018 after I had adjusted for a few days. Here we go. Also, I am a very sentimental person, so on this page in my journal, I have, this is probably embarrassing because I just sound like a hoarder, but I have extra paint from my teenage bedroom, well, my college hood bedroom, but it is some extra light blue paint from my walls in that room just to remember. That's probably so weird. That's on this page in my journal. March 1st, 2018. The first thing I learned while living on my own is that it's lonely. And I both wanted it all day, but also feared it. For now, I sit in a room full of unopened boxes. Where are my pens? My wine opener? Why is my downstairs neighbor blasting music at 1 a.m.? And I miss my mother. She stood in my new room this afternoon, sun beaming through, and said, well, let's get this bed made. No time to waste. Made my bed for the first time I can remember since my childhood. Now, at 22, I climb into my mother's made bed for the last time, pretty convinced that my new roommate is sleeping over at her boyfriend's place. I miss my room, the noise my heater makes at night, how Zoe's eyes turn cloud-like in the night. That was my cat at home. I miss my room, its collaged doors I created at 16 and sent to my crush. I miss the way my shower feels on my face and how I knew just how to make it the right temperature. I miss the smell of mom's coffee every morning and the sound of the dishwasher going after dinner. How mom would text me when it was ready or even prepare a plate and carry it down to my room. One afternoon it was cookies, and I knew in that moment to remember it because I would always miss it. I moved out, and I may never move back. How dreadful. Not anymore. These streets are loud. I almost miss my soundproof basement. I tell myself the sunlight streams will make up for it. I'm so nervous. Everything is changing and I just want to go home, go back to yesterday and pretend I didn't impulsively sign a lease with someone I met the day I met her, only because I was coming out of the worst low of my life, fighting for my life, and truly believed there was no other way. I hope I grow and learn to love it, even the quiet, alone nights like this. I think I did. It's kind of bittersweet reading this because that first night I was feeling very emotional for everything that I realized was in the past for good. Like, oh shoot, like suddenly I no longer live at home. I will never just be home for dinner. My mom will never just come down to my room. So I was feeling a little sad for losing that. But at the same time, I understood that, you know, I hope I grow to like this. Yeah, it can feel lonely, but being alone is good. And at the end, like even the quiet alone nights like this, heck, last night I was home alone. I worked on a 1,000-piece puzzle. Like, it's great. I love living alone now. But that first night I was feeling kind of like at a loss of my old self and kind of sad. But let's see how I started to adjust to my new life living alone. 3 days later, March 4th, 2018, the only day that is also a command. I think I'm finding my groove again with independence. I forgot how lonely it can be when alone, but I also forgot how good it is for you too, to spend time with yourself and fuel the self. I sit and unpack clothes into my closet, alone in my new apartment, and think of, she would be proud of me. We've waited for this together, and I know she would be relieved to know I made it out alive after fighting for my life. This is the other side. Sitting on itchy carpet, building a dresser with your boyfriend, who in that moment tells you that he told both his mother and his grandmother his plan to marry me. Whew, hard pill to swallow now. We talk about mortgages and homes when I haven't even finished moving into my apartment. It's different than expected. This crave for time to myself, and now that I have it, all I want to do is be with others. And maybe the difference is not being surrounded by college kids in a dorm, miles away from home, causing me to isolate and introvert myself. Instead, I'm here in my bordered suburb from my home with a boyfriend, a roommate, friends and family nearby, a job I only sometimes hate, and a passion to create. Maybe my life is just fuller, in balance, so there is no need to be how I was in a dorm alone, and maybe how I was in a dorm isn't what it's like being on your own. Maybe this is what it's like, and I love it. I love the rain on my 2 windowsills now as I write this. I love the afternoon sun that comes in rows through my blinds onto my bed sheets, and the ability to look out at the changing world around me. I love when my roommate comes home and vents in my doorway about her day. I love the smell of the building when I walk in, and I can never quite put my finger on what it is, but all old apartments smell like that. It makes me think of my grandmother on my dad's side when we went to visit her. I'll never understand. I hope to achieve a lot my year living here. I hope I can look back and clearly see moments of growth in my memories of apartment, I won't say the number, ones that make me miss it. I already know I'm going to miss this, and it hasn't even really started yet. When I look back on my year in the dorms, my first year on my own, I immediately think of how awful I felt in that moment, but how much I truly achieved being there, all that I did on my own. I became a published writer, staying awake until 5:30 a.m. voluntarily to perfect and submit pieces of thought to editors. I started my YouTube channel, launching everything I love and everything I am today. I fell in and out of love with an imaginary memory of losing my virginity, and he pushed my ability to feel, even better, reflect it in art. And lastly, I recognized trauma I went through as a child thanks to a therapist that never left me, even when I was alone among cornfields in Ohio. She helped me by simply being there to listen, value, and validate my state of being. She is really what got me through that year alive. And among it all, I wrote and wrote and wrote, so much that to this day, those pieces are still some of my best work. And all of this wasn't even accomplished in a full year, just give or take 9 months on campus. That being said, I have exactly 12 months consistently living in this room, this building, this place, and I expect results from it. I expect growth and achievement. I want to look back proud on all that I have accomplished, making my time here worth it. I want to be so fully aware of myself that simply breathing becomes a spiritual act. So this is my plea to the stars above to listen and to hear me when I ask for growth and good memories here. To the next 12 months. Now I'm sure you can understand why reading that back now made me so emotional, because those next 12 months already flew by, and here we are 12 months later, March 2019, reading back all of my hopes and dreams for this place and what I wanted to accomplish. I feel very good because I feel like I accomplished so much of what I had hoped for, but also I accomplished so much more that I didn't even realize was possible. I did not expect for my boyfriend at the time and I to break up and then to go through that up and down healing process of heartbreak. I didn't expect to be single in here, trying to figure out exactly who I am in my space. I didn't expect this apartment to lead to my current boyfriend. It ties into how we know each other and how we met. I didn't expect so many things that happened in this space, and yet I already have so many memories here. I've hosted really great girls' nights here. I've had my friends stay with me. This is going to be a happy place, and this is a safe space, and this holds so many young adult memories of my first apartment to myself. It's great to have, and I'm so happy that a year ago when I moved in, I kind of manifested that and sent that out into the universe, saying like, I expect experience, I expect growth, and girl, I got it. I got growth beyond what I expected. I have successfully completed school. Like, I graduated this year, and I have written so many more pieces that I'm proud of. I have had those nights where I've stayed up all night in this manic creative space of creating. I've spent so many endless nights filming and editing and uploading and chasing this passion that I have for creating. And I read in this book last month called The Prophet. It's like the super old kind of like alchemy style book. There was a quote in it that says, your house is an extension of the self. So it's important to take care of your home because it's an extension of who you are. It's like an extension of your body. And I felt that. Yes, like my space, this home that I've created, it's an extension of me, so I have to take care of it as a way to take care of myself, and that's exactly what I have been doing and am doing. That was the last 12 months, and now to the next 12 months, because I am renewing my lease and I plan to stay here for another year at least. I hope to have new and wonderful experiences. I hope to grow even more. I hope that it leads me to the path that I'm supposed to be on in life, and I can't wait to see where it takes me. But I just wanted to reflect on that because I cannot believe that a year has already gone by. Like, it feels like just yesterday that I uploaded those moving into my first apartment vlogs and my first apartment, huge apartment like haul with everything that I bought. A year goes by really fast. I was only expecting to live here for a year when I first moved in, but now I hope to be here for a while. I can see like a lot in my future here. I'm invested in my space, I'm invested in myself, and this is a very open, safe, and creative place for me to grow as a person. I love where I live. I love my life right now. If you can tell by my writing, like, I went through huge states of depression, of experiencing bipolar before I even knew it was bipolar. Like, my therapist really got me through the hardest years of my life. So to be on the other side, to be in this place that I never imagined I could pull off, like all those years of feeling suffocated in my parents' basement, feeling like I would never get out, like I could never pull it off, and then to be here pulling it off and doing well at it, it's a surreal thought to me, and it's something that I wish I could tell my younger self, because she would never believe me. To be here, to be alive, to be healthy and happy and just like enjoying life, it is such a shock to me because I just was never expecting it for the longest time when I was struggling with all that stuff. To be here and to feel so happy, it's just crazy. And reading my journal from nights like that, it ties into it. So I hope that you enjoyed. Happy 1 year to me in this apartment, to many more. I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye! Luna, are you gonna be good? Oh my goodness, you have a puzzle piece over here? Bitch. I didn't expect to, I almost dropped the L word.